an hour. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream. Fight CPS and stop taking our children. I'm your host, Bob Pace. And it's a warm welcome because you're here to talk about your CPS matter. And I'm here to try to help you. I too was a victim of CPS. And I've learned some things. I have about 5 rules that if I had to do all over again, I would never have my children taken from me. Now, this is a live stream broadcast that is on StreamYard. That's the software application I'm using. And it's broadcast on YouTube. It's twice a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 live streams a week. And it goes week after week, month after month, and year after year. I've been doing this steadily since October of 2023. That's over 21 months. I've spoken over to 2,100 people from around the world, not only from all 50 states, including Washington, D.C. I've talked to 23 countries. With the U.S., it makes 23 countries. Yes, other countries have CPS problems too. And this live stream has been open to anybody that is respectful to one another, that wishes to discuss and talk about their CPS case. Doesn't make difference what color, what nationality you are, where you're from. If you're struggling and don't know what to do about getting your children back or hanging on to your children, I'm here to help you do so. I'm not an attorney. I'm a loving father and a husband. I have 42 years of marriage, and I've helped raise 6 children. I have 60 years of life skills. So even though I'm a dinosaur, I'm still a live dinosaur, a forever young dinosaur, I guess you might want to call me. But I really, knowing what you're going through, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places that you can find me that you're transferred here. We have 7 groups in Facebook and 1 in YouTube. The YouTube is CPS Defense Attorney Vincent Davis. And then the Facebook ones, there's a secret how to fight CPS and win. The next one is Fighting CPS with me, Bob Pace. Next one is Fight CPS Real Talk with Mrs. G. Then we have Relatives Fight CPS. And then we have Juvenile Dependency Child Protection. And then we have the reality series, The Horror Stories. And then we got the Law Office of Vincent W. Davis Associates. So those are all Facebook groups and YouTube groups and so forth. But we all have one thing in common. CPS has ruined our life. The other thing we have in common, we're low income. There's nothing wrong or criminal about being low income. But it's hard to fight CPS without a real attorney. That's the hard part. Is because when you get involved with the child protection system, you need to get yourself an attorney because it's a nightmare. It's like you're doing open heart surgery and you need a doctor. You yourself cannot cut the chest cavity, take out the heart and work on it. Also, you'll find it's very difficult to navigate in CPS. You're like Alice in Wonderland. You fell in the rabbit hole and you met the Cheshire Cat and they send you to all these crazy rooms. Off with your head. But sadly, we're faced the dilemma of how to fight them, and we did not think about getting legal insurance so that we could afford an attorney. You know, it's funny, we think about car insurance. You have to have car insurance. Then there's homeowners insurance or renters insurance. And then there's insurance for car repairs and insurance for home appliance. And there's even pet insurance. But we forget about legal. We should get legal insurance. That's one of the first things you should get, because you never know what legal matter you get with and whether you need an attorney or not. So there is legal insurance out there. You just got to shop around and find the right one. I wish I had. I wish I had. And now I'm looking at it about getting legal insurance, because I never know what will come down the road. And who's the first person tonight? It's Kayla. Kay. Hi. How are you doing, Kay? How you doing? Now, I think Kayla was asked me a question because she asked me for a quote, if I'm not mistaken, about how Vincent Davis helped her. And I asked for some more clarification. Let me see if I can find it. Forgot to send my question to you, Kay. Now, Kay, I did give you a quote, and the quote was what you asked me. You said you had two cases, but I don't know. You said there were two different commissioners. You should have judges, by the way. But you said one was a Zoom and one was not a Zoom, I think, is what you're trying to tell me. Because the quote I gave you, $125,000 for Mr. Davis, was to handle a Zoom case. So he would talk on Zoom. Now, I think you say you have a second child, and it's only a Zoom hearings are not required. He appeared in person, just confirming. So was this a complete quote? She has two separate cases, and the first child is a trial. The second child is all Zoom. I Google search attorneys Milwaukee the way that you told me to, and I got on the phone with them to find out that they will not tell me what kind of law they're experienced in or anything without a large retainer fee. Well, right there, that is a red flag. That's a red flag. The judges are in separate rooms, and the court dates are not even related at all. They're different dates and different times. Well, here's the thing is, you're going to have a talk with Mr. Davis. I've set that up for you. It's going to take about a week, but I faxed over your information to Grace to set that up. Did I not? Didn't you talk to me? You talked to me. Did you not talk to me? Okay. Here's the problem. In my past experiences working with commissioners, if you don't act up front in the beginning, you cannot ask for a judge later on, because by you agreeing to appear before a commissioner, that means you consented. You can't change your mind. So what if you arrange it? If you have a commissioner with both, now are these cases in the same courthouse or different courtrooms? How is it arranged there? Now you say it's Milwaukee. So is the courtroom, are there different courtrooms? And I'm really trying to help you out, Kay. And if you want to call, you're perfectly welcome to. And by the way, there are several ways you can react in this live stream. One of them is to text me a message. It can either be a question or a comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and if you're outside the United States, your country. Also, please tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to where you're at the moment. Now, if you are from another country, you're perfectly welcome to text a message in here or to get help here. Now, I've talked to Bangladesh, Indonesia, India, in the Middle East. It's been Libya and Saudi Arabia. Then over Africa, it's been Liberia, then Sudan, the Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and then the country of South Africa with 6 provinces, I think they have. Then up to Europe, it's United Kingdom, England, Scotland, and Wales, and then Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America, it's been Canada with 4 of their provinces. All of the United States, I've heard from every state, including some more, and then from Washington, D.C. Then south of the border, I've heard from Mexico, and then down in South America, north of Brazil, on the East Coast has been Grenada. Then across the South Pacific to New Zealand, and then the land down under Australia, and several of the states there. So that's kind of the range of the 2,100 some plus people I've spoken to here on my live stream. Now, to further interact in this live stream, you can be a guest. I'd love to have you be a guest. That's where you come on my show, and I can take up to 9 of you. With me makes 10. And you can talk your spiel, and you can see your face. You can televise. And to be a guest, all you have to do is pick one of my 14 live streams and tell Grace, my show producer. Now, her email is grace@vincentwdavis.com. That's grace@vincentwdavis.com. Just send an email to her that I want to be a Bob's Sunday night show, or Bob's Saturday morning show, or Bob's Friday night show, or Bob Wednesday morning. I'm on from 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday for 1 hour, and then 8 o'clock on the weekends in the morning for 1 hour. And then every night of the week for 7 days, I'm on at 7 p.m. for an hour. Those are all the Pacific Standard Times on the West Coast of California where I broadcast from. I broadcast live from home. Now, I was asking Kayla some questions. Let's see if she got a chance to answer them to me. So you said that I can ask for a judge. That's all right, correct? So I do need to have my attorney ask for that. And then if I'm denied that, what do I do next? Well, I'm not sure if the statute of limitations are over, because you're supposed to ask that on your arraignment. If you already had your arraignment, it may be too late to ask for a real judge. The arraignment is when you appeal it before the court, and that's where you plead you're guilty or not guilty. It is. Well, no, it's, I don't think it's for travel. You said Zoom. So maybe I need to clarify. Do you want Vincent out there? Do you want Vincent out there? Okay, good. You're going to call me. All right. Okay. Hi, this is Bob Pace. I believe I'm speaking to Kay. Yeah, I'm so glad you called me, Kay, because we're bouncing around a little bit here. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be confusing. Been trying to do my best to work on it. Basically, what you're trying to say is the trial is in person. I believe it may be able to be doing through Zoom, but I know that the second case is all Zoom. It's all online. The same courthouse, but different branch numbers. You mean different courtrooms? Okay, well, let me text Vincent as we talk. He'll answer me pretty quick. He may be listening right now. He may be listening. Okay, let me. Are you listening to another show right now, Kay? Can we have the background noise reduced down, or? Yeah, because it's distracting. I can't understand if somebody else in the background talking, you're talking. Okay. Now this again is Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right? Okay. Let me text him to him and see what he has to say.
Supported me the same.
Who?
There,
Yeah.
she the same too, but she's gonna get.
Well, do you want to? Here's my question. Do you want me to help you, or you got someone else working on this? Well, okay, but if you're talking to somebody to verify that you don't think I'm coming up with the right prices, it's kind of working against me. Because I talked directly to Mr. Davis. Okay. I talked to Mr. Davis right away. So message from a potential client. Okay. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So it's two separate cases in the same courthouse, but different courtrooms, right? Are you still there, Kay? Kay? Yeah, I asked you a question. Is, is this a good time to talk, or shall we talk later? Okay, well, any distractions or anything you get back, I need to, because I'm taking this. Okay. Okay, it's two separate cases in the same courthouse, but but different courtrooms. Okay, the first case is in court, right? First one is a trial. Termination of parental rights. And what's the date of that one?
The judge had just
Now, the second case is not At court, it's at Zoom. Is Zoom. The date is July 11th, right? And what is that one about?
I think you're just mentioned in jurisdiction. I just had that moment with those two. I don't know what they're calling it. I'm debating on if I want to say trial though.
July 11th. What is it?
I'm not sure. It's a permanency plan, I think.
Well, wait a second here. Let me. Well, here, let me go look at. Okay. Let me do this. Milwaukee. Milwaukee, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. CONSIN, Wisconsin. CPS. And the steps. What are the steps? Okay, the steps involved in the child protection system process Milwaukee, Wisconsin include the following. There's the initial assessment. CPS workers assess the situation, determine if there's a risk of a child abuse or neglect. This involves interviewing the child, the parents, and others relative individuals and visiting the home. Has that been done?
Interviewing relatives, you said? Correct?
Well, it says interviewing the child, the parents, and other relative individuals and visiting the home.
Yeah.
Okay, that is step one. Step two is safety determination. If the assessment indicates a risk, CPS will determine the child is safe and whether additional services are needed. If the child cannot stay safety at home, temporary placement in out of the home care may be necessary. So is the child out of the home? All right. Step two is called safety determination. If the assessment indicates a risk, CPS to determine if the child is safe and whether additional services are needed. If the child cannot stay safety at home, temporary placement in out of the home care may be necessary. So is the child out of the home?
Yes, she's with family.
Okay. Ongoing service is the third step. After initial assessment, CPS provide ongoing service based on the assessment findings. This may be including counseling, support services, and assistance for the family to ensure the child's safety and well-being. So that is going on, right? So there's no services being presented to you.
No.
So maybe this thing on July 11th is a safety plan. Is that what they want to do? Okay. All right, let me go ahead and put that in there. Hold on. Well, that's what I tell people. My rule number 4 is go to Google browser, type in the city, the state, and the letters CPS, and then it made a question. I just said steps, and right away it goes boom, 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 boom. The state's steps in Wisconsin. I mean, that's how I tell people. I have 5 rules. Rule number 1 is get the right kind of attorney. Rule number 2 is documentation. Rule number 3 is don't open the door, don't talk to CPS, don't surrender your child. Rule 4 is how to use the internet and spend time looking things up. Rule 5 is make copies of important papers like your marriage and your birth certificates and children's grade reports and shot cards and health records, stuff like that. So you make copies of all that. Those are my 5 rules. And so I tell people rule 4, it's very important that you ask your questions because you'll find out so much information because each state's different.
Right.
Each state's different.
Right.
2 separate cases in the same courthouse but different courtrooms. First one is a trial for termination of parental rights, no date yet. The second one case is a Zoom, dated July 11th, and it's about the case plan. Is the commissioners different for each case? Oh, the judges. Commission. Okay, I just sent it to Vincent.
Okay. Thank you.
So hopefully he'll clarify it. And this is what I sent to him. I said, message from a potential client, K, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 2 separate cases in the same courthouse, but different courtrooms. First one is a trial for termination of parental rights. No date yet. The second case is Zoom, dated July 11th, about a case plan. The judges are commissioners and change. You gave a quote of 125,000. She's interested but wants to know your hourly rate, and does that include the license fee, the air transportation, ground transportation, accommodations, and food? Okay?
Okay.
Well, if you do two, you get a better rate. You know, if you did them separately, it may be 125 for each. Well, here's what I'm thinking of. He's a good attorney. There's two things I think he can try to do. One, he get one judge, combine the cases, and have a hearing by one judge, not a commissioner. Two, he can put both cases together so you don't have separate hearings because it's the same family members, the same mother. Now, is the father involved? Is the father involved? Excuse me. Why did they terminate? Why did they terminate his parental rights to the first child?
Which is but he went to jail for like 60 days or something like that, or a little more. And then I have to pull it up actually. He texted it to me the other day. And I know I don't think they have abandonment for me because I made sure I stayed in contact with my child no matter what. Because I did serve a 2-year, 4-month sentence for an OWI.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But that was a criminal. I'm talking about your child protection cases. Go ahead.
No, I know. I told that I was for 2 years.
Right, you were incarcerated. I remember you said you were incarcerated. Well, he'll get into the fine. What I call that is the fine print. Step one, step one is to have a judge, one judge, not two commissioners. And step two is all in one case together. They involve the same child. It may be different actions, but they involve the same child. He may be able to pull that all together. The benefits are is that CPS, it'd be cheaper for CPS. They're probably not going to like it because they make more money if it's stretched out. So they may not like it. They may not like it. Say that again.
Investigation specifically were for terminating it, right?
Well, I just wanted to know. He's still in the picture because he's doing an appeal. Does he want to take the children from you? Oh, okay. Now, what about the second father? What does he want to do? Well, is he against the idea of you taking care of the child? Does he want to work against you, or will he work with you? Okay. Right.
Yeah, they want me to be in it.
Okay. All right, Kay. Okay, Kay. Um. Anyway, I'm trying to help you, and I will get an answer. If not, to hell freezes over. I mean, he's a busy man, but I just sent the question to him, so he'll respond hopefully soon. Well, here's what explain to you a retainer is. A retainer is like a bond. You have to put the money up there, it's held, and his hourly rate is deducted from the retainer. And it's always got to be replenished as the retainer gets low. It's not necessarily how much the case can call. The case could be maybe $50,000. I don't know. I have no idea how much the case will be because no one really knows for a fact. The fixed costs are easy. If you look up the state of Wisconsin and Milwaukee and you say, how much are the lawyer license fees for CPS case? They will tell you. Like, for instance, if I go right now and let's see, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Attorney license. Okay. Yeah, they're closed. They probably it says it. I think we're going to have to call the state board, and they're closed right now. Hold on. I'm going to the website to check right now. Yeah, it's not helping me too much because it's closed. And but let's say the lawyer fee is $10,000. I'm just guessing.
Mm.
See, every lawyer has to pay a fee every year in whatever state they practice law in. Now, most lawyers will not do 50 states, times $10,000. That's a lot of money to spend every year if they're not practicing law in that state. Not every lawyer practices in every state. So, if there's 50 states and they're each 10,000 there, that's $500,000. That's a lot of money for someone to
Yeah.
put out for a chance that there may be a case in North Dakota or a case in South Dakota or a case in New York or a case in there. That's why they don't take up the fees. What they do is they say, all right, I'll come. I'm licensed in California right now. I may be licensed in Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, but I need one for Wisconsin. So they'll get a quote from the state bar what the license fee is. And that's what you have to pay up front for. So I'm just guessing that. Now, airfare from Los Angeles, LAX to Milwaukee, I think it'd be pretty reasonable. Maybe $500 round trip. I don't know. I'm just guessing. And then ground transportation or car rental, maybe $30 a day. If you get a weekly rate, it may be 7 times 30. That's 200. Say $200 a week. So he's out there for 1 week, so he can drive from the airport to the hotel room to the courthouse to a copy to a law library. That's why he needs ground transportation. And then accommodations, they've been averaging from 200 to 300. So on the high side, 300 times 7 um, is 2,000 something a week, maybe. There might be a weekly rate. And then on top of that, there's food. And food used to be, $5 a meal. Now you have to look at $10 if you're lucky. It's more like $15 a meal. 3 meals, that's $45, say $50 a day for food. And you have a whole 7 days go by, it's $350 for food. And so there's where your additional expenses may come out. Out of the 125, it may be 50,000 for those out of pocket, and then his legal fees are 75,000. So we divide 75,000 divided by, let's say his rate there is $500. It's 150. It's 150 hours is what I'm getting at. So 75,000 divided by 500. I'm sorry, 500 is 150 hours. Okay, so that's like you divide that by 40 hours a week. That's 3.7. It's about 4 weeks worth of work. So, you know, I see in Wisconsin, they say that the rate of attorneys out there um, range. There's a lot of different ranges there. They have the low end of 278 and a high end 900 to $1,000. So, if you want to shop for an attorney there, I hate to say it's going to call, but they have a phone number that you can shop for attorneys there too. But the State Bar of Wisconsin is what you really want to look at. They have a website, but if you want to get specifics, you have to get there. But all this is on, Google.com. That's all you have to do. I'm sorry, what? Huh? Okay, here, let me give you the number. I did have it here. Hold on. Now, the State Bar of Wisconsin offers referral service for legal assistance. They have a toll-free number of 800-362-9082. And the headquarters of the State Bar of Wisconsin is actually Milwaukee. Wow. No, Madison. I'm sorry, Madison, Wisconsin.
So they're in Madison.
Yeah, Madison is where the State Bar is. That's your capital of Wisconsin is Madison. I'm trying to find out. The website is www.wisbar.org. Wisbar.org. That's easy to remember. wisbar.org. And that's where you get your Wisconsin law license.
Okay. So we'll have all the attorneys on there then.
Yeah, it doesn't show me attorneys. It just tells me the bar there. But
Okay. So what would you? I have a random question, but I think it's relevant because everyone says don't. They advise don't answer the door for CPS if they come to your door. You know, if you refuse, because my first child, I did refuse. I grabbed her out of her crib. I went towards the door, and I didn't let them in. That's a different story. But so now if I were to refuse tooth and nail, and they're threatening, I'm calling the police, I'm going to get a warrant, they're legally not even allowed to see kids, though.
Well, here's the thing is, most people don't understand that their home is a castle and the front door is a drawbridge. The reason why I use those analogies, I try to go back to medieval times when people lived in castles and they had drawbridges. So if you picture your house as one, so if someone comes banging at the door, you don't say anything. You don't say anything. You just be quiet. Eventually they will leave because you don't know who's out there. That could be a fake cop coming to your door and shoot you dead, like the couple in Minnesota. 4 people were shot by this crazy guy, and 2 were dead. Then there was the black airman in Gainesville, Florida. Then answered the door, and he was shot 5 times in the chest. Or the black woman that was arguing with the sheriff in her house, and she was fought 5 times in the face. I can tell you case after cases where it's dangerous letting police in or opening the door. So what I do, my door rings all the time. Now I tell my family, if you want to get in the house, you better do the special ring or the special knock. So if they have the special ring or knock, I'll open the door. Otherwise, I don't. And then I'll check later, and it's a package from, from UPS or FedEx or Amazon or where it is. It's a package, okay? Or it may be a card someone left behind that maybe they're Jehovah's Witnesses and they want to sell you a Bible. You know, you never know who's at that door. So I don't deal with it. So you don't have to deal with it. Now, if they hear in your home that you're yelling and a child screaming or yelling, they're going to break the door down. If they hear a commotion going on, they're going to break in. Now, if one of your family members has not been instructed, they're going to open the door and let them in. Now they've got permission. Now they can walk around the house and they can try to take your child and so forth. Legally, the only document that allows them to enter your home, to talk to you, or to grab your children is a warrant. Now, a warrant is a piece of paper that the judge gets for the person that asked for the warrant. Now, child protection agencies cannot serve warrants. They need a policeman to serve the warrant. They need a sheriff. Why there are sheriffs with the CPS caseworkers is to protect the CPS worker from harm and to serve warrants. So if they want a warrant, they have to go to the judge and give them why they think it's necessary for them to break into the home or to talk to a parent or take the child. The child's got to be endangered. It's got to be proven that. And so the person getting the warrant's got to prove that. Then the warrant's got to be filled on a proper documentation. It's paper documentation, hand signed by the judge in wet ink, and then the clerk will use a stamp, hand stamp, and punch the signature. That raises the signature so it's no longer flat on the paper. So if you run your fingernail or your finger through it, you'll feel bumps. So you know that that document's legal. Then the document's got to say it should say the date, and it better be a date that the court is in business. If it's on the weekend, courts are not in business. If it's on a weekday, it's a holiday, they're not in business. So it's a bogus paper, meaning they've found an old one, they're reusing it or doctoring up. Also, it's got to have the name of the party it's addressed to. It's got to have the name of the children, and it's got to have the address. Then there's special instructions that say what they can do, like talk to the parents, or take the child, or search the home. And it's got to say specific instructions, it's got to give the date and the time they can do all that. That's what a warrant looks like. Now, another kind of warrant is sent out when people fail to appear. If they sign a traffic ticket and they fail to appear, they're going to get a warrant sent out for their arrest. If there's a warrant out, you can be arrested and put into jail. So you got to take warrants seriously. But if the door's closed and you're quiet, you don't see the warrant. Now, some people let them slip it. Well, if you don't see the warrant, if you're quiet, how are you going to see the warrant? They have to serve the warrant on you. And again, a social worker cannot hand you a warrant because they're not the ones that take out the warrant. It's the policeman that takes out the warrant.
They were to call the police.
Well, in your case, they didn't call. You didn't. Whoever made the call didn't call 911. They probably called the police.
No, they didn't call. They leave, but she said it's for a child abduction, so I didn't leave with the child.
I'm confused. What about child abduction?
The CPS said you can get me for child abduction if I look at the child.
Well, wait a minute. How did you know that the CPS? How were you talk? Why were you talking to the CPS worker?
She was in.
Okay, so how'd she get in the house?
Because this was an emergency person that I had gotten for my daughter to stay by. Well, they did whatever they're doing, investigator, because this started at the hospital.
Right.
Children. And they said if you don't find somebody by like midnight, then.
What you could have done at the hospital, you could have got a continuance or stay there by telling them, if this is a legal matter, if you're taking legal actions against me, it's my right, my constitutional right to have attorney represent me. So I need time to get an attorney and I'll get back to you, but you don't have to surrender the child.
Yeah, they took her from me at the hospital.
Well, if they physically took you, that's wrong.
They 2 weeks. 4 days later, they came in at 9:30 at night. I wasn't there. I was getting my car, different items like her high chair, things like that. So when I left, they came at 9:30 at night, and the family opened the door. I come back, and they're already inside.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So that was devastating.
yeah. I can imagine. I can see that.
That's why I had grabbed my daughter and I said, "Oh no, you're not taking her," because I knew something was up. I could feel it. I could feel that something was not right.
Okay, he just told me his rate is $500 an hour. It includes the 125 of the license fee. Yes, air, ground, transportation. No accommodations, food. Yes. So I guess there's something for accommodations. So that doesn't make sense. I asked him for. Says it does. He says it does include the license fee. It includes the air, the ground, the transportation, but no accommodations. And food, yes, it includes food. Maybe he's going to fly out one day and then fly back home.
Okay.
I don't know. All I know is that you will be able to talk to him and ask him further, okay?
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good enough for me. I don't think I have any questions about.
Yeah, but he is responding to me. He is responding to me. Okay, I'm just. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Kay, you still there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. All right. I want to thank you very much. I just looked at my clock. My running clock says I've talked for over an hour and 5 minutes. My show time is over at 8. It's 8:15, so I do have to close down the show. But hopefully that helped you out. And it wasn't 120, it's 125. I never said 120,000.
That was the other person.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'm more expensive. All right. Anyway, yeah, and that didn't include accommodations. I guess he's making it a one trip out there. I don't know what he's doing there. I have to ask him for more clarification. But anyway, he'd be the person that would want to get it done to a judge in one case, because that's what you should work on. And if they turn you down, it may be a statute of limitations. I don't know. See, when you agreed to a commissioner, did they ever explain to you, do you want to waive your rights for a real judge? Did they ever ask you that question? I don't know. That's a question you have to ask Mr. Davis, okay? Now, I'm looking. We did send off your information. You gave it to me, right? You text me and everything. Here, let me see because I must have. It's sometimes hard for me. There it is. Caleb, yes, I did do that. Okay. Yeah, you did do that. Let me see where I put it here. Caleb Gibbous. Let me go to. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. No one's picked that up. K. All it says K. Don't worry. I'm sorry. I keep thinking here. Let me see where Grace, my show producer name is, and see if I made sure that she's got in there. Uh, where is Grace? She's always the hardest person to find because she never talks to me. I talk to her all the time and she gets buried down here. Where are you, Grace? There she is. Okay, so there was Jessica, there was Heather, there's Kate. Yep, I sent it to her. So within some days. So when you have Mr. Davis to talk to, you should say, "Hey, Bob's the one that got me the quote. I talked to you. I'd like you to be my attorney, but I have another question to clarify with you, okay?" And ask him about having a judge instead of a commissioner. I cannot believe they use commissioners with CPS cases. That's terrible. I can't believe they use commissioners with CPS cases. All right, I want to say thank you. I guess people are now calling in late. Carrie Sampson, it's 8:18. You're 18 minutes late. My show is terminating. She's from Burke County. I don't need a Zoom call on your podcast. No one on here is going to help me because they're trying to get help themselves. No, I'm trying to help you, Carrie. I've set you up a time to talk to Vincent Davis. And if you tell me your parameters, what you want me, I'll get you a quote to have Mr. Davis work for you. I know you say you don't need a Zoom call, but it's free legal advice from an attorney that knows what they're doing, Carrie. I want to help you. Hi, KK. I may be able to help you, Carrie. All right, Carrie. KK Richardson from Brooklyn, New York may help you too. So all you have to do is exchange numbers there. Anyway, that was Kayla from Wisconsin. She's a woman that has 2 cases that she was talking the whole time. So thank you, Kay. Thank you, Carrie and KK Richardson. So if you want Carrie, I can provide information to Akima Richardson. She is also attorney. Akima Richardson is attorney. She works out of New York. She's from Brooklyn, New York. And she's attorney trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. She's a good attorney. I've known her for a long time. So she's available to help you out, Carrie. We're here. This room is to help you. This room is helping. In fact, here I am. After 8 o'clock, I'm still around. I'm still helping you. I'll be in again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, Carrie Sampson from Burke County. I will be here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at Pacific Standard Time. And people will help you, Carrie. And I want to thank Kay on the phone for talking again. And, of course, KK Richardson for offering her help and so forth. That's really, really good. And I really will thank you all. So I do have to go, but please keep fighting for you. Don't give up. Come to my room. I'll cheer you up. I will help you. I'll work any way to get you there. So all you need to do is to keep trying. Don't give up. Get your child back. There will be a brief message from attorney Vincent Davis. Listen to what he has to say. It's a really good little spiel about that. So I'll see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's going to be Thursday now, the 3rd of July. It's almost one day to the 4th. So God bless you and have a good night. This is Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted, and if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith in